Okay, so it is my personal opinion that most people overcomplicate the YouTube thing. Like, they're out here trying to grow on the YouTubes and they're doing all the things, or they think they're doing all the things, and they're not growing, and they're like, oh my gosh, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And really, if they simplified it and just focused on three main things, and literally three main things, they would grow way faster than focusing on like all the things everywhere. So let's talk about this. Okay, first of all, we like the white background better, don't we? Yes, we do. I was like, you know what? Instead of trying to like paint the wall a color, I'm going to just use my light and like do a fun color. Now, you can see that like half this wall's painted. The rest of the office is painted, but half of this wall is painted because I'm putting something different on that wall, which you'll love, but we just haven't gotten around to doing it. But loving having my white background back better with a fun little pop of pink. That's better for me. Okay, so whether you are on YouTube to grow your business, to be a full-time creator, for whatever reason that you are on YouTube, odds are the goal is to grow. Like, I don't know a lot of people who just get started on YouTube and are like, I'm good. I don't want to grow. It's totally fine. So for the most part, people are out here trying to grow on the platform. But like I said earlier, a lot of what they're doing is just like not the things that work. And I've been doing a lot of YouTube audits lately because I opened the doors back up for 20 of them and then shut them again. But I've also been really paying attention to what channels are doing that I follow that maybe aren't like bigger, or are business owners who are trying to use YouTube like I do to like grow their brand, grow their business, you know, whatever. And I noticed that there's some really, really big things that they are trying to do, but leaving out these other things that would make a huge difference. So 3 things, that's all we're going to talk about today, because honestly, I think that's all you need to worry about. And the first thing is probably the most important. It's going to also be the one where you're like, Jessica, give me more. And I will. And it's also the thing where I think that most people get stuck on their YouTube journey, and it's to have good content. I think so many times people try and like emulate other people, or they don't know exactly what makes good content. Like, they haven't gotten into that yet. Like, they don't know what makes somebody want to keep watching a video or makes somebody want to watch a video. And they're like, oh yeah, whatever, it's content. But if you're not making good quality content, you are not going to grow on YouTube. And by good quality, I do mean this in multiple ways. Like, it needs to be decent visually. If you are filming on a webcam in a dark basement and nobody can even see you, or everything is grainy, that's not going to do as well as somebody who's filming with the like backside of their camera and like, you know, getting better footage. I definitely mean that kind of quality, but more importantly, I mean quality. Like, don't just give people surface level crap. Like, I think so many times people create content and it's just so surface level that somebody is like, okay, cool, whatever. I could have gotten this answer by typing a few words into ChatGPT or Google. And I think that's the precipice that we're on right now. By the way, I was going to do a whole video about like ChatGPT or AI. I guess it's not ChatGPT, but AI as a whole is going to take over people who are doing surface level how-to content. It just is. Think about it from a YouTube perspective. If they can create something on YouTube very similar to their Google AI situation, where when you go to YouTube and you type in how to fix my toilet, or how to set up an Etsy shop, or how to grow on YouTube, right? If they can program an AI model into their YouTube platform that literally goes out and parses the information, ChatGPT, their own thing, whatever, and then compiles that into a video with another AI model and produces their own video in like 2 seconds for the person who just searched that to watch. And then they get to keep all of the ad money and the person was just really satisfied with the results. Why would they not do that? So if that is the case, right? Like, if not only Google and YouTube could do that on their own, there's also tons of people out here who don't want to have their face on a YouTube channel who can do the same thing, right? Like how to create digital products, how to film with a certain camera, how to like whatever. All they have to do is ask that of ChatGPT or Claude or any kind of like AI text model, right? Get them to write a script and then plug that into a video making AI model that literally makes a video for them with graphics and, you know, maybe even like a cartoon character speaking or whatever with that script and answers that question. And somebody trying to figure out how to change their tire or fix their toilet or pair a set of headphones or what are these, microphones with their camera or, you know, 4 steps to like make $100,000. Like somebody searching for surface level things or who are interested in surface level things are going to be okay with the robots of the world telling them those surface level things. They're not going to need a personal connection, a parasocial relationship, if you will, with the person on the other side of the camera to deliver that thing. So if you are, as a creator, creating surface level content, number one, that's just like not what people need or want. But number two, you are at the top of the chopping block for the type of creators that are gonna go to the wayside. So when we're talking about creating good content, create good quality content. One of the things that I've focused on lately is really trying to show you behind the scenes, to show you, you know, exactly what I'm working on, to show you how I'm doing something, show you real like human results, because those can't be replaced by AI. And people actually care about the person on the other side when they're talking about things like that, right? They don't care who the person is if they're just teaching them surface level things. So create really good content. Create good quality content, and then create really good content that people actually want to watch, that people will actually stick around for. And you may be sitting there being like, that is subjective, da da da. Yeah, it is. But at the same time, there are some things we can do to create really good quality content that are universal, that are objective, that are things that everybody can do. And those things are get better at storytelling. Like I say, up your quality of your actual video so that it's not webcam quality. Don't deliver surface level information. Make it engaging to watch and find a way to make sure that you are the person that this person watching wants to hear explain this thing or talk about this thing or show this thing. And this goes for how-to content and, you know, talking head content and vlog content. Like, make sure that there's something there that connects you as the creator with the audience so that they care about the fact that you're the one delivering this information. That's super freaking important. All right, I'm gonna cheat a little. And the next thing is actually 2 things, but I've put it as number 2 and it's just part of number 2 together. And that is that you need to have really great thumbnails and titles. If nobody is clicking on your videos, they can't watch them. So if you're trying to grow on YouTube and you're like, oh, I'm not growing, nothing is working. One of the biggest metrics that we can change, one of the biggest metrics that we can like hone in on and focus on is click-through rate. Are they clicking on the video when it's shown to them in search, on their homepage, in suggested, wherever, right? Are they clicking on it versus the other people's videos they have to watch on the platform? And that is literally only determined by your title and your thumbnail. So if you make really good titles and thumbnails, things that make people want to click, titles and thumbnails that pair together and make people say, oh my gosh, I have to click on this video, then you will drive up your click-through rate, which will drive up your watch time, which will drive up your retention, and everything will go better and you will do better on YouTube because more people are clicking through your videos, thus more people are actually watching. I would go personally as far as to say that your click-through rate is probably the most important analytic in your YouTube journey, especially when it comes to blowing up and getting better on the platform. The reason that I say that is because, again, if nobody is clicking on your videos, the rest of the stats can't even happen. We can't even get to retention, audience watch time. We can't get to any of that stuff. We can't get to like people commenting on the video or, whatever. Like we just can't get to any of the other analytics if we don't first get them to click. So getting them to click is your title and your thumbnail. Now I've done a shit ton of videos about titles and thumbnails and like what you should do. So I'm going to link those below. There is no reason for me to go into that today because again, I've done a million videos about it, but good titles, good thumbnails is number 2 on this list of the 3 things that it takes to blow up on YouTube. Okay. And the third thing is to ride the wave of success. Oh my gosh. I see people not doing this all the time. And then they're like, why am I not growing? And I'm like, okay, girl, you had a video that had 10,000 views 2 weeks ago, and you've yet to talk about that topic again. And now that video is declining in views and you let that pass you by. Y'all, ride the waves of success. If you are trying to blow up on YouTube, if you're trying to grow, inevitably there's going to be a video on your channel that does significantly better than the other videos on your channel. Let's say you normally get 20 views a video, and then one day you get 200 views on a video, or 100 views, or even 75 views on a video. That is significantly more than your normal 20 views per video. That means that the algorithm liked it, the people liked it. It just means that YouTube is telling you there's something about this video that people really loved. There's something about this video that we like. So what you should do is capitalize on that. Do another video around the same topic really quickly thereafter. Do another video with a similar title and thumbnail really quickly thereafter, and ride that wave as much as you possibly can. And what I see here a lot, especially with people who are on YouTube to like grow their business, is that they're so tied to their content calendar that they're not willing to make a change when this is happening. And I used to be that person. Just, full disclosure. I used to be that person. I would record 5 or 6, 8 videos, whatever, and I would publish them all, or not publish them, but I would schedule them all. And then if something picked up, I didn't even pay attention. And that massively stunted the growth of my channel. If something is taking off for you, double down on it. Push the other crap to the back of the content calendar and push a video out with a little bit of time this week that you have to get that done. In addition to that, writing trends that you see other people in your same niche having success with. Y'all, this is how I grew. This is like quite literally how I grew. Okay, I see so-and-so over here with this video topic that is doing well for them. Again, maybe they normally get 100 views and for this video they got 1,000 or whatever. And they're in a similar niche to me. They have a similar audience to me. I'm going to create a video like that because I know it's going to do well. Now, this doesn't always work if you're like a really small channel and they're a really big channel. You want to kind of find a channel comparable in size to you or smaller, but seeing people take off with your audience, with a topic, with something that you are okay talking about and you're an expert in too, or however that works for you and your content, will work. My personal term for this is called trend hacking. A lot of people call it different things, but I call it trend hacking. And it is literally just riding the waves of other people's success, throwing your videos onto the tail end of a peak that's happening for somebody else, so that as YouTube pulls that wave of success up, yours gets taken along with it. Now, again, I've done a whole video about this, so I'll make sure it's linked above and below in the description, but that is huge. So if you're trying to grow on YouTube, these are the 3 things that I think are the most important things: good content, thumbnails and titles, and riding waves of success or trend hacking. So if you are not doing those, if you are not making sure your content is good, if you are not focusing on your thumbnails and your titles, if you are not focusing on successful moments in your YouTube journey, you are not going to see the growth that someone who's hacking the system in this way is going to see. If you see people just skyrocketing, on YouTube, and it's like, oh my gosh, their videos are going viral and whatever, it's because they're doing all three of these things. Now, I should also say a little disclaimer here. Good content and good thumbnails and titles are different for every person. I used to do really loud thumbnails where it was just like, and like all the like colorful text and like whatever, because that was the style of thumbnail at the time on YouTube. And those worked for me. But now I want a more subdued type of thumbnail, and my audience also wants that. And so I'm probably not going to do the Mr. Beast YouTube style thumbnail because it's not authentic to me. I can still make a good thumbnail and a good title without sensationalizing it. And there's a little bit of like sensationalization that has to happen regardless of how you're doing thumbnails or titles. But you can do this and still be in integrity with what you want to do as a brand and things like that. The same thing goes with good content. You look at somebody who does content where there's like graphics flying across the screen all the time, or somebody who never has graphics on their videos, and both of those things can be good content. Or somebody whose video is 7 minutes and somebody whose video is 17 minutes. Both of those things can be good content. Somebody who opens their video with this type of hook and somebody who opens their video with that type of hook. Both of those things can be good content. So a lot of this is subjective to you, but again, those kind of overarching rules still go in play. So in the words of Luke Danes on my favorite show, Gilmore Girls, I've given you the Lincoln Logs. You have to build the cabin. Bye, y'all.